Good to see you again.
And thank you very much for this free concert tonight. Now, free is really not a business executive kind of decision, so I see you've really crossed over.
Well, we were, this wasn't planned a long way out. Just a couple of weeks ago, we had planned to go to Nigeria. It was a big event there in Lagos, and then one in Delta State in Warri. And we had about 3 or 4 days, and we have our friends here, Functions Ghana, Daniel and Veronica Mensah, and we help support an orphanage out in, Kaswa. And I said, let's go visit Ghana for a few days and visit the children in the orphanage, and it turned out to be a much more significant few days, and we're going to do. We said let's do a free event Wednesday night. I forgot it was 12-12-12. I thought the world was coming to an end in 12-12-12.
Really?
But I guess it's 12-21. They're saying, but 12-12-12.
Okay, so your plan is to meet the maker with a mic in your hand.
Right.
Mine is like a cigar and a glass of brandy, because I don't drink and I don't smoke. Okay. So I always think, if there was one last thing I should try, if I had like that 12-12-12 moment, what would it be? So I'm always thinking of a Cuban cigar and a glass of brandy. You're like, take me, Lord.
Well,
it's with a mic in the hand.
Why not? I mean, what a great day to have a worship gathering. Time of Thanksgiving. Bishop Charles Janisari, was gracious enough to open his church, Word Miracle Church, and I think just listening to all the discussions, and I've done a few interviews since I've been here. I think people are generally tired, really tired of the election, and I, personally. We've just been through this in the United States.
Yes, you went through a tough election as well.
Oh, gosh, yeah. And eventually I just got so tired of watching the news and all these things. But you know what? It's time to focus on the fact that God is bigger than one man, one party, and He has a bigger plan for all of us. So let's come together and give thanks for the fact that we're here, we're alive, and God has a plan and a purpose for our future.
And almost by miraculous design, we've got your track playing in the background, Uncharted Territory.
Yeah.
Would this be the 12-12-12 track? The soundtrack to the end of the world. Uncharted Territory.
Well, it's the title of one of my CDs, but Uncharted Territory. When I left the label as an executive, and I had 2 assistants, I had I had a good ride, and people said, "Are you crazy to leave?"
Yeah.
At the peak of your success, I was the president of the label, but I knew God had more for me to do, and I made the leap, and I left, I resigned, and to focus on my music and ministry again. But I was so busy being an executive, I couldn't focus on that. So, Uncharted Territory was a song that I wrote because it says I find myself in uncharted territory. I never felt so long. I was 57 years old.
You were 57 years old
when I launched out. I left everything that was secure.
Okay, tell me the truth. Just mano to mano. Was it like your unplanned or planned early retirement, or did you really give up a really good job?
Yeah, I really did.
To do something that's really fun.
Yeah. I really did give up. Well, I was having fun at the label, too. I was having fun working with world-renowned musicians and artists, and, a lot of my colleagues, it's like I had the dream job.
What did your family think?
They were supportive, always supportive, because along with
no one thought that's crazy.
No.
Not even for a moment.
Not even for a moment.
You didn't think you were crazy, not even for a moment.
My family?
No, yourself.
Oh, I thought I was crazy a little bit. Yeah, after I made the decision, then I had the thought, what did you do? What have you just done?
It was a good decision.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was the right thing for me to do, because, we get to a place in our life where everything's comfortable, everything's perfect, and the natural thing to do is just don't rock the boat. But I really believe that God has more for all of us to do if we will just dare to step out. And there are a lot of people that are unhappy in their jobs, and they just wish they had the courage to step out and try something new. Well, I want to. It's worth doing it. It's worth taking that step. But in the process, you're going to encounter some storms, and you're going to go through some uncharted territory. But it's going to force you to cry out to God, and He will bring you to your desired haven. There's a great passage of Scripture, if you want to read it sometime, Psalm 107, 23 through 31. It says, "Those who go down to the sea in ships, who do business on great waters, they'll see the hand of the Lord and His wonders in the deep." And that was great. I said, yeah, I want to do that. Well, verse 25 says, "And God caused the waves to mount up to the heavens and down to the depths." And they staggered around like drunken men at their wits' end, crying out to the Lord in their distress. Well, I forgot to read that part of the passage, but it ends well. It says, "God calmed the storm, then they were glad, and He brought them to their desired haven." But you have to first launch out into uncharted territory.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Ships are safe in the harbor,
That's
but
right.
that's not what they were built for.
That's correct.
That's what they were built for. Lots of posts coming from viewers. Good morning, Don Moen. God richly bless you for your songs. I love them. I think you've received sufficient blessing, Don Moen. Here's one from Richmond O2. Says, "You promised to come and lead us in worship at Kumasi Stadium. When is that going to happen?" And here's another one. "What has your greatest challenge as a gospel musician been?" This is from Ali Hashim.
Yeah. Well, first of all, Kumasi, we are making plans. I'm working with Functions Ghana. They brought us there last time. I loved Kumasi, and I want to come there again. So I would believe that within the next year we'll be there again. My greatest challenge in what I do was always balancing the busy schedule with my role as a husband and a father of 5 children. That was my biggest challenge, because some things you just have to say no to. And I love being at home. I love just being a dad, and yet what I do, it causes me to travel a lot more than I want to travel. So the biggest challenge is just keeping the balance in my life.
How well do you manage that?
Well, depends on what day you're talking to me. I think I'm doing better at it today. The days at the label, when I was president of the music label, there's the long days, and I would come home at night about 7 o'clock, and I'd help Laura get the children ready for bed, and about 9 o'clock I'd go back to the studio and work till 1 or 2 every morning. That was my life for years and years and years. So the other side of it is I loved doing what I did. I loved making music. I loved producing music. But it's always a challenge of just keeping the balance in your life, because if I succeed as an artist, if I succeed as a producer and fail as a father and a husband, then I don't think my success means anything.
This evening, tonight, at the World Miracle Church in Jowolu.
Yeah.
You're performing for free.
Yeah. And it's been, and I could have never done this before. See, I just felt we were supposed to come to Ghana, and I didn't even know we were really going to have a Wednesday night event. But we came here, and I said, it worked out. Let's do a Wednesday night event. Let's make it free. I just have a smaller band with me. But sometimes these spontaneous things, the things that we just open up and give, they're the best things that happen.
You sound almost like, Lord, what have I done?
No, it's great. It's going to be great.
How many songs are you going to perform?
Oh, we'll do a full concert. I'll sing as long. I'll sing as long as they want me to sing. Well, I better put a limit on that. I've got
if you had a chance to share a song with the millions who are watching us now, who will not be able to come to Accra and fit into the Paris Dome, what would that song be?
Oh, probably God Will Make a Way.
God Will Make a Way?
Yeah.
Is that your biggest hit ever, or your personal favorite?
It's one of my personal favorites, because I wrote it for when my nephew was killed in a car accident. I just wrote it for my family. I never wrote it.
Sorry to hear that.
I never wrote it to record it on a CD. So I wrote it for the family, and I only sang it to them privately. So it wasn't wasn't even sung at the funeral. I sang it to them privately, and then about 5 or 6 years later, the Lord brought that song back to my mind, and I sang it in a concert one time, or at a staff meeting actually, at our company, and everybody said, "Wow, where did you get that song?" And I said, "I wrote it from my family when they lost their little boy." And they said, "You need to record that." And I thought, I never will, because it's a very personal song to me. But I love singing it because it brings hope to people. Wherever it was written to bring hope to Susan and Craig and the family, and it's like it was birthed out of that spirit. And wherever the song has traveled, it has brought hope to people. The second line says, "God works in ways we cannot see." God will make a way where there seems to be no way. He works in ways we cannot see. And that's what the people of the world need to hear. That's what people of Ghana need to hear today. God is bigger than one election. He still has a bigger agenda. And I love bringing hope to people. I just love saying that. If you can stop looking at your immediate surroundings, it may look bad. The doctor may have gave you a horrible report. Your finances may not look great. But even at this moment, God is working in ways you can't see. That's a word of hope, and I love doing that. I love bringing hope to people. So that's what I'm doing. That's why we're here. That's where we're going to get together tonight.
And requests pouring in. I want to meet you. Please write in Boating or say it's easy enough. If you are in and around the crowd, just make your way to the World Miracle Church International in Jowolu, 5:30 p.m. tonight, 12, and it's free. I've got a picture of Charles Ajenasari right there, and Mrs. Ajenasari and Don Moen, and it's a live worship, and it's going to be a full concert, and you don't have to pay anything, just, well, your joy and your attitude of gratitude. Just bring it and enjoy yourselves. Don't give us, be magnified. Don, you're great, I will never forget you. That's Kweku Delali and Enoch Boateng Osei. I want him to sing the song, God Will Make the Way. I would like to ask you to sing the song that you wrote for your family.
Yeah,
would you be able to sing a verse or two of that?
Sure. God will make a way where there seems to be no way. He works in ways we cannot see. He will make a way for me. He will be my guide. Hold me closely to his side with love and strength for each new day. He will make a way. He will make a way.
Thank you very much. Will you be coming back to Ghana anytime soon? And when are you leaving this time around?
We leave tomorrow morning early for Lagos. And I would love to come back to Ghana every few months. I have this in my heart to start a charity here called God Will Make a Way Ghana. And it's not official yet. We haven't drawn up the official papers, but I would love to be associated with things that help this nation, musically, spiritually, even in business. But the phrase "God will make a way" reaches beyond just denominations and churches. I think everybody can embrace that and say, "I need God to make a way for me as well." So we're working on that. So I have so many friends here, and I have Ghanaian friends all over the world that always find me wherever I'm singing. I just had a son get married last week. One of my boys got married, and I had hundreds of comments from friends in Ghana and around the world saying congratulations, a prayer blessing on our child, and that was great. So we have so many friends. I'd love to come back here every few months if we could. You
have more friends than you know about. Look, I can keep up with posts on our page on Facebook. It says Zone Nina Dina Kato, whoa, I love you, Don Moen. This is a confession of love. You are an inspiration. Been listening to your songs since I was 12. Thank you for your path. Is as a shining light onto a perfect day. What were you listening to when you were 12?
Well, I was practicing piano lessons and listening.
Jim Reeves?
Jim Reeves, and believe this or not, I was listening to Frank Sinatra.
Frank Sinatra?
My parents had this old wind-up phonograph at a lake cottage where we'd go in the summertime.
Frank Sinatra, that's like, I did it my way.
Yeah, well, the old Frank Sinatra, day by day, I'm falling more in love with you, oh, day by day.
The romantic Don.
Oh, yeah, that's all romantic melodies, and I think that's what I learned as a kid. And I think I'm a sucker for a romantic melody. I love beautiful melodies, and I could write.
Yeah, I can see it. I'm beginning to see it right now. I can see you're blushing.
Yeah, I could write.
Do you sing to your wife? Do you sing Frank Sinatra songs to your wife?
I do. Yeah. Every night when I'm home, I usually.
And she records them on her mobile phone?
No, she doesn't do that.
So if we make friends with her on Facebook and say, Madam, would you share this with us? There's a chance that we get to hear you singing love songs to your wife. It's been wonderful speaking to you, Don.
Thanks,
Thank you very much for coming. Lots of friend requests. Don Moen is the man I want to meet in my life. Right, Enoch Osei Boaten. Please, I need his address. Wow. And it's posted his number. If you have the time, visit our page on Facebook, TV Sunrise. It's 12/12/12, and I'm sharing this day with Don Moen. I don't know if we can sing Happy Birthday together for everyone whose birthday it is today, especially Caroline. Should we sing a Happy Birthday? Let me see if I can keep up with you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, God bless you. Happy birthday to you. And I wonder who's 12 years old. How about that? Somebody is 12 years old on 12/12/12. One of our daughters was born at 11/11/11. And she was 11 on 11/11. Yeah, and she was almost born at 11/11. So it's interesting, But 12/12/12, and somebody is 12 years old. Amazing. So
that's so cool.
That's cool.
Thank you very much for coming once again.
Pleasure.